It was definitely a good start of the season. Nick, obviously he was our Friday night guy last year and just kind of, moved right back into that role this year. Kind of got us off to a good start, on the mound. Offensively, we were pretty pleased with some things. Even on on the stat line, everything looked pretty good. Game two, our quality of at bats was not as good as kind of what we would like to see. Game one, there was a lot of barrels that didn't really necessarily lead to much, but left a lot of runners on base, which obviously it can be a good thing, but it can also be a bad thing because you have to get them on base first, But we left too many guys on base, but some things we just need to clean up over the year.
You have the home tournament coming up this weekend. I mean, how are y'all feeling about that?
Yeah, we got Kingsville coming into town. Obviously, they didn't have probably the start that they wanted to. They got swept by St. Ed's this weekend, but knowing Coach Gonzalez, he's going to have those boys ready to go. So we got to do everything on our end to make sure that we're ready to go.
I feel like we kind of glanced over that first game. Nick, I think, had one hit in 6 innings, which is terrific. Not just him, I mean, just the overall pitching there in the bullpen throughout this series. What did you like? What did you not like? What do you feel like you guys can work on?
I think in every area, every aspect of the game, there's stuff that we need to work on and still get better. But yeah, as a whole, the pitching staff did what we expected them to do. We know that that's going to be a strength of ours this year, especially the bullpen. I mean, we feel like we got 3 or 4 guys coming out of the pen that could legitimately start for us. So it's definitely going to be a strength for us. Brendan Burdon didn't get off of the start that he probably wants. Pringle probably didn't get off of the start that he wants. But our starters gave us quality starts. A lot of the guys coming out of the pen. Tyler Cornett, who transferred in this year, that was very impressive. Obviously we've seen him up to 97 against us last year when he was at Cameron, and now he's got Coach Hall's done a remarkable job with developing pitches with him and developing pitchability, and he's got a chance to be pretty special for us at the back end of the bullpen there. But just as a whole, the pitching staff did a really good job this weekend of just trying to stay in good counts, pitching in good counts and stuff like that.
The whole season is 6 game conference play over, I think, 2 games. Does that kind of help you guys focus in on the back and all these individual?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely makes you a little bit nervous when you're coming back from break. You give them 5-6 weeks off, and you're jumping right into conference. But they did a really good job. This team as a whole is very special, and it's not just because of they are very talented, good kids and all that, but their work ethic. There's a lot of times we poke our head in at the indoor at nighttime, just to see if guys are in there working. There's a lot of guys in there at night working. Like those lights are always on, and they're always getting extra reps in and stuff like that. So they came in shape, prepared, whether it's on the mound, hitting side, defensive side, they came in ready to go. So it's definitely a blessing to have a team like that, a culture like that, a team that's striving for ultimately the national championship this year.
Kind of going to the hitting side of things, Becker kind of lived up to his name a little bit, had a great weekend in the batter's box. So just what did you like out of not just him, but just everything in the batter's box this weekend?
Just everybody stepping up, especially I felt like early on they were pressing very hard, kind of just like pitching. We are very deep on the bench, and I feel like some of the starters were putting pressure on themselves to go out there and produce right away in order to keep their spot in the lineup. And kind of once they all started to relax a little bit, and it's like, hey, just going up there and essentially having quality at bats. I don't have to get hits, whether it's drawing walks, just getting on base, finding a barrel, stuff like that. Once they started to relax and just kind of be themselves, everything kind of fell in place, and obviously we have, 2 All-Americans back this year and a lot of the order back. Well, we don't have to put pressure on those guys to ultimately be the big-time guys. I feel like we have 10, 11, 12 hitters that can be big-time hitters in this conference. So, it kind of takes pressure off, guys like Becker and Johnson and Fenning, some of the transfers like Schmidt and Lloyd. Like they don't have to go 4 for 4 every game for us to win. They can have a bad game, and even, 7, 8, 9 in the lineup can kind of pick us up and still have the ability to carry this team.